Alright, here we are in Federal Way. I think the place is Twin Lakes HOA. It's a bunch of houses on City Street, 1,500 houses. And what we're looking at doing is installing a raised walkway across the road here, and then 2 speed humps, and then possibly signs depending on how many, well, and signs, but possibly 3 speed humps, really depending on if, actually I don't know, we'll have to check with the city, but at least 2, and then signs at least here, possibly on that other street, and then bumps ahead sign down there with bump, bump, and bumps ahead down there. So for the walkway itself, I'll measure that up. So the raised walkway with the measurements of the paint on the ground are 22 feet by 45 feet, 45 on average on this end because of the triangle. We'll have to get spec on that. For the speed bumps, I have spec on that. I'll forward that to you. The guy's email, will need to follow up with him to see if he can get us a spec on the walkway, and then spec between the speed humps and the walkway, and just, I guess, the distance between them, and if there's anything else they require for that. And then the specs are going to include thermoplastic, probably necessary, and all that fun jazz for that. So that's the first part. 2 speed humps and a raised walkway. Then we'll go down to the next location. It's all the way across 320th. It's a very large community, and we're gonna look at a couple things there, and then same thing, we'll have to contact the city and see what the requirements are / what they will allow us to do. And real quick, I forgot to add that the speed humps are going to be 35 feet wide, or long, sorry. The width of the road's 35 feet where they'll be going in. And just confirm that with Earth, but that's what I measured out with the wheel. And yeah, over to the next part now. Alright, now here's the other side of the street. This will be labeled 1 on the aerial. But garbage trucks keep hitting this curb and breaking it out, so they want to know what they can do from the city here. So how we're going to quote, first of all, we're going to quote to remove 30 feet of extruded curb, R&R at 7.5 by 10 mold, so just the closest joint on either side. The second quote, well, I guess we're going to wait to hear back from the city, but the circumference of the whole thing is 90 feet, so use pi r squared to figure out the diameter. But want to know if B, they can remove it and pave it flat. Have to lower the sewer lid. I don't know if we can touch that or not. The next option is going to be if they can narrow it and do a cast in place curb, and the final option is going to be if we can do a cast in place curb on this. This is location number 1. Location 2 is the exact same scenario, but we'll go measure up the island to see if it's any different in size. Spin around so you can see a little bit. But that's that. Okay, and then here's number 2. Very similar. Option A is going to be 30 feet of R&R, so joint, 30 feet to joint. The difference is this one's 85 feet in circumference. And then we have a water valve meter thing in there. So same thing, we need to talk to the city, see if we can pave it. If we can, who's responsible for lowering the utilities? If we can't, if we can narrow it and use cast in place. And if we can do cast in place, and if we can't, then it's just repair it all. So that's all we have for this project. It's a bunch of little stuff. We'll probably want to talk before we put this one together, because the first step is going to be getting some info from the city to see what we can and cannot do. That's going to dictate the proposal. And then yeah, let's talk. I'll see if I can find my old city contact, and she's supposed to email me the person she's been talking to from the city also. So once we have that, we can give them a bid. That's it.